What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con 2014, brought to you by The Evil Within and Lucy. Remember, you need to be part of the show. Go to Facebook, like our page, then leave your own Facebook comment with the hashtag IGN Live. We read them on the air, and you have a good time with Eric, Tim, and Jason David Frank. Green Ranger, how are you? Welcome back to the live show. Before we get started, you, sir, are a liar. Last year, you came to this set and said you were coming back to the show. I have not seen you. What's your excuse?
Well, it's taken some time to build this epic war. It'll be out probably in October or so. So it's taken some time to piece all the footage together and do it all. So it will be October, October-ish.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
We've seen some images though. We see you standing there holding the helmet and the green costume. I mean, after all these years, does it still sort of like just pump you up when you get on that costume, especially that costume, the original costume?
It does. I mean, I'm happy I can fit in spandex. It does. As long as I can, I'm all for it. So I do get pumped up. The Green Ranger's been obviously world icon, and I have a lot of cool fans, and there's a lot of exclusive toys being released here at San Diego that people are going crazy.
Yeah,
Tim
fighting over.
I wanted it. They wouldn't let me go on the line for it.
I heard there was a little fight over it, I think yesterday, but it was like, I don't know if you guys remember, you guys are probably too young for the Cabbage Patch Dolls, where everybody was going crazy over all that.
I'm not too young.
You're not
Frank, you flatter us.
So, but it's exciting to be a part of it, and the franchise and the brand is just growing, and we got a lot of dedicated fans and a lot of good stuff for the fans to come out. So.
Anything you can sort of tease about, like what brings you back on the show and what exactly the storyline is?
As far as with the Mega War, all the fans are going to love it. It's just we have to fit it in like an episode. There's so much epic going on in like one episode, so we have to kind of build around the Super Megaforce and all the other Rangers and stuff like that. But basically, it's just we're superheroes, Power Rangers from around the world that kind of get together and help save the world. So there's a lot of that's pretty much the storyline. But as far as afterwards and all that stuff, there's a lot of good stuff to come as far as from the Power Ranger brand and things like that.
Can you tease any other returning Rangers that are going to be in the war?
It's funny because we had 100 and something Rangers, and I've only, worked with a couple of them. Jason Font, that I did Forever Red with, and that was about it. I mean, all the other, I was in awe. I'm not going to lie. The lights went on. You know how you were talking about dramatic, and the lights are, and then the whole thing, lights up. Well, that was kind of like one part where all the cameras were on me, and I kind of look around for a second, and I see all these other Rangers, like every Ranger in Helmet Head, around the hill, like hundreds of them.
Wow.
And it was kind of overwhelming, even for me, because I was thinking, I started when there was no other Rangers around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have all these other Rangers, it was overwhelming. It was cool. I was very excited, and it will be this year.
Does it feel like a family to you? Like, you know what I mean? You're talking about you've only worked with a few of them, but it's like, once you put, I imagine, I don't know, obviously, once you put the helmet on and you become a Power Ranger, right? You're like in this club, this family, it would seem like.
There's I heard you all talking about, living together and talking all the time and doing all that stuff. There's certain groups of Power Rangers that I kind of grew up with and worked with more than others. And then, of course, we have a lot of Helmet Head stunt guys, and when you're in the helmet, you're like, it's hot in here. Yeah. What are you looking at, type of thing. But it's a lot of fun. But I'm mostly close with the crew, because obviously Power Rangers went through a transition where went to Disney, and then Saban has it back now, and the Saban family, where I grew up 20 years ago, is like the family. So the crew and the workers and the executives and stuff is who I'm used to and working with. But it is kind of like that. You get back, and it doesn't feel like it's been 20 years.
Sure.
Although I still can kick high, but there's some times where you're like, I should have warmed up a little bit more on that one.
Right. This used to be easy.
Yeah,
I remember this being easy.
Still pull it off, but a little bit more sore at night times than normal. But,
we've been asking you folks to be part of the show. Let's go to Facebook, see what our question is. It comes from Justin. He says, is green actually your favorite color?
Well, Justin, green kind of grew on me.
Yeah.
It kind of grew on me. I mean, normally I even paint my hair green for the shows. But black was my favorite color, so when I became on the Dino, the Black Ranger, I was like, yes, I wanted to play that. Back in black, But green, it grew on me, and it is part of, I guess it is, Justin. I guess today it is.
It's an acquired taste.
Yes, it's an acquired taste. Very good.
Now, there's been a lot of news lately about a new Power Rangers movie. And, at first they said, it's going to be sort of a new version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I talked to Roberto Orsi like 2 weeks ago, and he said that there will be some continuity with the original series. That's important to Saban.
Yeah.
And he even said, when I said, will be any appearances of original cast members, he's like, I would imagine definitely.
Yeah.
So anything you've heard, anything you can say about that?
As much as I heard is what I read from you, but I appreciate it because when I want to go anywhere or find out anything, I go to IGN to find out.
What a pro.
So no, it is very good. But I did read that, and I do talk to some of the executives from Saban, and obviously there's a brand protection that I feel in myself to keep that PG-13ish where we're not going to cross the line because there's remember kids are watching it with their mom and their mom is used to watching me, so it's like 3 generations.
Right.
And as far as the face of the franchise and being help branding it for so many years and stuff, I definitely want something exciting to happen.
Sure.
But I think it's just me, not as an actor. It needs to be for the movie. It has to be, story-wise, has to fit. Don't want to like pop up in some mailroom and be like, "Hey guys, you got a letter?" So as far as a cameo, I would imagine it has to be pretty epic. And we'll see what happens. I'm very excited. There's great writers now, as you know. I don't think we can go wrong. Power Rangers is huge. We've grabbed 3-4 generations of it, and I think we're going to make something that we're all going to be proud of, including Haim, because he's very protective over the brand. He wants to make sure that we're going to, produce something that you're going to love, your kids are going to love, and it's still going to be clean, cool, fun, a little bit more epic.
Tim, you're the biggest Power Rangers fan I know.
Yeah.
You're the biggest Green Ranger fan I know. You get to right now make a pitch to get him in the movie.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to ask, would you rather be a Zordon-esque mentor, or would you rather be the 6th Ranger?
Man, I don't know about Zordon. People say it's like, when you get to that point when you're looking at this guy in the bubble and you're thinking, God, I'm so glad I'm not him. Look at him, But I would just, the fans love the Green Ranger. And although I've been lots of different colors, so if it was my choice to come back to the film, it would have to be some kind of cool, epic, give me some cool karate stuff that I can still pull off. I don't know. I think for me and my personality to be Zordon, I'd have too much ADD to be like, Rangers. I can't itch myself. I'm stuck in a bubble. It's like hunting for a deer. Someone said, let's go deer hunting. And I said, well, what do we got to do? And they said, we'll sit in a shed. Tammy's dad said, we'll sit in a shed for like 5 hours and not say anything. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? That's like torture. Yeah. Sit in I'm drinking Red Bull and I got to talk, be like, deer! Oh! But
you chase him down, karate kick him.
Yeah, it's true. I've heard a lot of fans, different pitches and stuff like that. But what would you, since you are the biggest fan, like you says here?
I want you to be a Ranger. I want you coming out and I want you fighting.
There we go. Yeah. So that's what I would like to do too. Definitely, a little bit more epic.
Do you feel like Power Rangers never went away, literally never went away, because it's been all these iterations, but it does feel like to me the past couple of years, like really the enthusiasm, the nostalgia, all the love has really just bubbled up even bigger. Did you kind of feel that suddenly there was this bigger swell coming?
And I tell you, Power Rangers at one point, I don't care what anyone says, did go away. And I don't mean to say that in the bad way. When I went back to Dino Thunder to help ratings with Disney and stuff, we got a little bit of a rating boost, but that love and that feeling was gone. So when Saban got it back and they, I wouldn't say rebranding it, just that love came back.
Sure.
And I think the love for the fans, what Saban knows what they want. But there's been a huge, once Netflix happened and all the reruns happened, I went to Dino Thunder and couldn't get any interview to reboost the Power Rangers. In fact, when people interview me, they're like, "Oh, you guys still around?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here and we're still around." They didn't know Power Rangers was still on the air. Now it's complete opposite. Everyone's talking about the reboot and the new series, and so I definitely want to embrace. Well, I've always embraced who I was, even 10 years ago when I couldn't get an interview to like every interview now. Yeah. So I've been a diehard Power Ranger fan hero, to do what I had to do for the last 20 years, and I think it's paying off. But I would agree that in the last few years, I'm seeing everything with Power Rangers again. But it's now good for people. You don't have to hide it in high school no more. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, they went through that nostalgia. It's the fact we're in charge now. We're the adults. We all remember.
That's right.
And we love you so much.
Well,
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, man.
He'll be on in October-ish. So everyone go watch
I promise. October-ish, November-ish, this year-ish.
Yeah, okay. That's good. This year-ish. Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now-ish, we're going to take a break, but then we'll be back with a lot more from San Diego Comic-Con.